family. Welcome back to Empowerment Network. This is again Comfort Convo from the United Kingdom, and my dear beautiful sister Lily Jackson, all the way from the United States of America. Hi, sis. Welcome.
Thank you, sis. Thank you so much. Thank you to our viewers. We are glad you're here. We hope wherever you are, you're having a good day. And if you're not, you're the right place. Stay right here and you'll live happy. Thank you for
In,
being here.
indeed, indeed. Thank you. So, guys, the topic for today was inspired by this beautiful lady sitting here. She says, all you need to do is tell your story. And so let's get engaged. So tell your story in the chat section, listen to her story and make a comment. And in case you forgot to subscribe to this channel, you want to do so and join us every day, same time. So sis, I was listening, I've listened to you, I've been following, stalking you all along the way, and I've picked things from you here and there. One of the ones that like ministered a lot to me was like, oh yeah, all you need to do is tell your story. And I'm just learning the last minute now that when you joined on passive, and it makes it even more interesting. So I just want you to go start telling your story. If you want to share with us when you joined on passive, how, why, and why the passion, we are happy to listen to you. Welcome.
Thank you, Sister Comfort. First, I just want to real quick thank you and all the leaders and all you're doing. Part of my story comes because of what you do and what the leaders of OnPassive who saw this story before we did do. And for the 2 years that I've been here, I've been following. You know, sometimes you're following quietly to get what's going on. So thanks to you, we are silent, but we are watching and liking. And I just want to thank also Sister Gladys. Pulled me out of a little corner. She's like, Lily, I think you have a story to share. Now, I know I had it in me, but sis, as I see you and others come here, knowing you're already winners, just telling your story, I thought it's the least I could do. So I'm here and I just want to thank you. And then now I'm going to get on to tell my story of OnPassive.
Sure.
OnPassive found me in 2022. And I say found me because as sister, after we'd been tired, you know how the story goes. Just one thing after another, you get scammed, it fails. So we're not going to get into that because we have a beautiful part to tell. So we're just going to go into this. Sister comes to me and I'm thinking, oh no, sis, you're getting in another one of those. We need to stop this. We are losing too much money. So she tried telling me and she told me, Lily, this thing is shutting down end of June, the last day of June, and you won't be able to be a founder. Now, I hadn't had a chance to watch any videos. Actually, she didn't get to send any videos. So she was just telling me that I'll do well, and she believed in it, I could tell. So she was still learning also about it. And sis, I said no. I totally said no. I was so happy when it closed. I was like, oh, now she can leave me alone. I'm being honest. I didn't realize what I was losing. And then now, September 28th, fast forward, I get another friend, a friend, Pastor Dan, and he texts me and he says, Lily, give me your name, your email, and it was 3 things: your name, your email address, and what's the third thing we need to
phone
phone
number,
number.
maybe.
Phone number. It was a phone number. Sorry. So I didn't question. He's a good friend. He's a pastor. So obviously I was like, okay, it's Pastor Dan. What can he do with it except good? And that is who he is. The importance of having people you know have character. You don't question. So I sent it, and sis, he registered me. And then he came and he said, Lily, go pay $97. And here's a link. Join the webinar tomorrow. Listen to our CEO. You like it? Fine, stay. You don't like it? Go take your 97 and leave. So the next day I'm like, okay, because my mind is like, I need to go watch that webinar so I can go get my 97 back before it's too late. So I get in, sis, and I'm watching, and I get in 156, that was central. And I'm just finding this webinar with 14,000 people. I'd never been on one with that many people. So I'm there like, what is going on? I didn't even know Zoom could carry that many people, to be honest with you. So I get on there, sis, and Susie McCray and announces that in a few minutes will be 20,000. Make sure you tell people to come in. And I tell you, sis, I was so amazed at this. And I text Brother Dan, who missed that day. He had to come in later because I was in before him. And by the time he tried to get in, it was closed. And I'm there like, no, I'll tell you, it's just interesting. So anyway, I listened for 4 hours. And Ash came, obviously said, I'm your friend. And I was waiting to see some cars being shown, like other businesses we've been. They bring men with cars, nice suits, women looking good, sitting on cars, telling you you'll have one or this. It was totally the opposite. And that wasn't my kind of thing. I was tired. I didn't want to see any of that. And I can tell you this was 100%, 180-degree turn. And I was so impressed. At first, I thought, is this a charity? I was confused. But then I understood later that it's actually a business, but they prioritize humanity before profit, which made it, and that's different. We are not used to businesses putting humanity first. So when you hear humanity, you think charity. It wasn't. It was a business with a beautiful model where everyone can win. Grandparents, I mean, I just listened to these grandparents, even unborn children with parents who have understood this business can actually plan ahead and have diapers, have food, have anything before the baby is born. Now that is all inclusive, literally. So that is how I am here today, sis, on Unpassive. And I thank God that I got in just before it was too late.
Oh my God! You know what? I was just giggling the whole time because listening to you, I'm like, listen, it's just crazy, guys. So let's share our thought and let's share our excitement. Let's tell our stories. Come here and take Lily's place and share your story because the excitement is real. It's written all over her. You know what, Lily? What we believe, and especially myself, you know, this is a familiar expression. Many are called, but few are chosen. So when it was written that you are one of the chosen ones, there's no way you can escape. If you get swallowed by the fish, you will be spat out in Nineveh. That's how it works. All right. That's unpassive for you. You can't escape when it's time. You know, because millions of people have seen this. They have even registered. The account that this pastor registered you on is somebody who registered and then they did not pay, but then you took it because it was meant for you, right? Earlier on you told me that we are on a mission, right? So you were just getting ready, you thought that you did not want it, but then I am interested on the other end, on the other side of things, because we know how much people have found what Matthew Degamo and other people will call shiny objects out there, and they have invested money and watch it go down the drain. Have you had such an experience, and how does Unpassive stand out from any other ones that you've seen?
Yes, sis, I was in a shiny object. Now, I have to say this in all fairness. The company had a good product. It was a health product. I had a sick family member, and somebody had been telling me about the product. But because I knew the model was MLM, and that is really honestly not my thing, it took me longer just based on that fact that it was an MLM, because I got where I felt like the MLM business was just there mostly for making money. So it kind of made me wonder about the value. And sis, they actually pushed the business side more than they push the value of the product. But this guy knew I'm a nurse, and he knew I had a very sick patient, and he said this will help. So he knew with me I wasn't even interested in the system, the to make money from it at that time. Okay, at that time. I said, well, I'm just going to get in. I don't even want to register or all that. I just tell me how much to pay you. I want the product. I want to check it out. Since it did work. I can tell you I got a wonderful testimony from it. So now from there, this brother was in Uganda. I'm in USA. He had to ship. I paid $70 for DHL to ship this product from Uganda to USA, telling you it was really early in the market. And I was among the first people. So from there, I asked him, I need to order directly since it has worked, because now I see value. I am willing to just work with this. So from there, sis, I did. He connected me to the CEO there, and we worked with him, and they liked how I work, whatever they liked. I believe the ethics. I was very straightforward with them. I was very honest about how things work here. That we are not gonna promote things the way you do, but if the product works, we can share value. I can share what I call a testimony. And that's what I told him. I can testify when things are working, but I'm not going to do the marketing and all that cars. I won't do that. So they were so impressed, and they say, you know what? We like you. We want you to be the head of our team USA. And since I got in, now I'm going to show you about 4 years into the project or the business. Now I've got people joining. The compensation plan was good. It was okay because the product worked anyway. So it's like when you purchase, you get the points and you get a discount. So people got interested in the business, but they realized Lily usually talks about the health part. So I got pretty much different people to cover the compensation plan because it really wasn't my thing. But I knew if I sell the health, which worked, people come, and that is proven. Since I did not call anyone, or did you register? No, I just shared. And if I heard someone was sick, I would say try this, and most people were referred to me from the teaching. So I did a lot of Zooms to teach people about health, from what you're eating, so it was a whole package for me. I believe in holistic nursing, not just take a product. You have to change your lifestyle. What the cause of your problem is actually the cure if you reverse it. There's a cause and effect. So I believe in that. We won't get into the nursing today, but that was the product that got me here. And then suddenly, the CEO texts and says, Lily, I'm moving to another company, another product. I need you to come with me. And that's when I started questioning the ethics. It was so painful, sis, because I'm like, if this is working, why are we stopping where people have already put their faith in this? People are sick. People had cancer, all kinds of disease that seemed it was helping, and now to just switch. So that showed me that his heart was more about money and dumping all these people, the clients, and just wanting me to take my team for financial benefit to go to the other. So it did not go, it didn't sit well with my ethics. And that was the end of that business, because now it was hard for me to work with them after that.
Oh my God.
So that happened. I got into another couple of cryptos, got scammed. So it's been frustrating. That's why by the time On Passive came, that opportunity came knocking, I was like, I don't want to hear it. But that's how it happens, sis. And at this point, real quick, I want to say, when you hear, we've heard many times, and I know it's becoming like cliche, that if you hear about an opportunity and you're not sure about it, just say yes. And I made that mistake. I did not say yes, sis, and I almost missed a big thing. Say yes, and then learn about it later, especially with On Passive. It's risk-free, though I did not know that at that time. It's risk-free. So say yes and then learn later. And I had to point that out because I almost missed out on this wonderful, life-changing opportunity. So that's my story on the shiny objects.
I know that was just powerful, and I see the Mr. Mufara mindset here, value, ethics, and stuff like that. So for people, I don't know, I had this chat with my son. He's 15, about cliche. He said, "Mama, do you know that cliche is also a cliche? So if you think that thing works, go." So whoever thinks that Richard Branson is a cliche, by encouraging you to pop in first before you understand, then cliche remains a cliche, and we go by cliche. And but I'm going back to value and value, money, and ethics, because that touched me really deep down. I felt like I was listening to Ash, because that is what Ash is all about, right? Ash has told you that if you go out there telling money to people, you fail before you even start. And that's why On Passive, whether people like it or not, is succeeding before it starts, because what Ash is offering people is value based on ethics. Ash is offering you something that will boost your business if you already have one and you are struggling. Ash is offering you something that will make education easy for my parents and my family back home in Africa. They don't need to sell family property to send children to study abroad, because they'll stay where they are and study in that university, or they want to go abroad, they will make the money themselves and not sell family property. Ash is offering you that platform like Academy, where my auntie down the village who weaves baskets can have a place out there to sell these baskets. Ash is offering solution to those people who they really have always wanted to do something online, but they can't because they don't have the education. They can't market, they can't drive traffic, they can't do this. Ash has the toolkit, as as Marty DeGamo calls it. Ash is based, everything is based on ethics, because he says we have the capability to take the entire market share, or whatever they call it. But no, it's not ethical, because the other brother on the other side, he still needs to pay their bills and put money on the table, and put bread on the table and pay their employees. So we only need a fraction of the market share and we will be fine. We have seen the big brothers in the house dragged to court, and they're paying billions of dollars because they go unethical. They get into monopoly, take all the stuff like that. So how you reason is how Mr. Bufari reasons, and that's how you could not be part of this, because these are the people that Ash is after. Because if you don't come with that mindset, the ripple effect will not happen. Ash will not reach the ends of the earth, because that's his intention. I've already watched you in a few places. Another, originally you are from Kenya. When we are ready, you will be going down to Kenya. I'll be going down to Cameroon. Fumi will be going down to Nigeria. My brother, the other brother, will be going down to the Caribbeans and so on. That is how Mr. Mufara's tentacles are going to spread. That is the ripple effect. I am not stealing this show. You are the one who fired me. And you fired me up. I'm going to really shut up. You're crazy. You make me. What's she doing?
It's called a kindred spirit.
Yeah, I know, because I'm just like, she's just spilling in like no one's business. So let's just discuss, because all of these things, people need to know them. And the moment, so maybe this takes us to discuss a bit of mindset, because one of the things, maybe use this opportunity, if you want, or if you have something different you want to say it. Many people have testified how much they have learned through this journey. You have been here for 2 years, you have a story to tell, and one another part of the story which remains, how much you have learned, both from the CEO and from fellow brothers and sisters in the movement, and where this is going to take you to, if you're interested in chatting that.
Oh, wow, sis. This is so much. So I will just come and say this right now. First of all, I grew up with parents who used object lessons, okay, to teach you. Use an object, like a farmer will plant today, put a seed in the ground. Mom took us to the garden, and we knew from her teaching and from experience that seed, you didn't come back the next day to harvest. You give it time and you take care of it. So those are some of the object lessons my parents taught me. And I have to tell you, sis, I know we chatted a little bit, and I told you at some point in high school, my dad was posted in the UK as a diplomat for tourism. Now, sis, I flew because the British system, I was already in schooling in Kenya. I couldn't fit in because I'd have to sit for a major exam that I was not prepared for, me and my older immediate follower brother. So what we had to do, sis, is fly twice a year. So that's 4-way flight, both ways. So to come to London to see my parents during the holidays. Why am I telling this? This is my object lesson for Unpassive. Since I got into Unpassive, to me, Unpassive has been a plane, an aeroplane, and Ash has been the captain. Now, from my experience flying, sis, when we got in those planes, now you can imagine just that alone was about 44 times of flight. Each time we got in there, some were good, some were bad, but a lot of times there was turbulence. And I noticed when there was turbulence, what did we do? Most passengers, you could just see people praying, and I was one of those praying. when the pilot or the captain gets you from the airport, you have a destination in mind that you're going to. There's a reward. The reward is that you will make it to where you're going. And we would get in that plane, sis, and we would pray. And those who pray did, and I know I'm one of them. And when the captain says, well, you need to buckle up because we are getting into a turbulence, everyone put their seatbelts on. And sis, I never heard once any passenger there complain and say, well, sorry, if you take this detour through this turbulence, we're gonna be late, because it's gonna take longer if a pilot has to work through that turbulence. So a flight that took 8 hours sometimes would take 9 hours, sometimes even 10. And if you had a stopover and there's a storm somewhere, you end up even sleeping at that airport because it's not safe to fly. The captain's main goal is to get his passengers safely from point A to their reward, which is their destination where they're going. And I have to tell you, sis, those detours took time, but we did not complain because we realized that going the right direction safely was more important than speed. Someone actually did say direction is more important than speed. It's better to go slow in the right direction safely than go crash. And since you mentioned SOS, a friend reached out, and this is part of this plane story. A friend reached out, and they are truck driver, and he gave me permission to say this, Freddie. Thank you. And he said, Lily, you know, I can resonate with your story about taking detours. He's a truck driver, and sis, what happened is he was driving this truck, and he came across a sign. It says detour, with an arrow pointing that he should take it. And because he'd been through this route before, he was like, no, I'm not gonna go there. So he ignored that sign and he went ahead, and he told me, Lily, it took me 6 hours in a place that if I had taken a detour, could have taken me 45 minutes to my destination. And he said a friend, a good Samaritan, not a friend, had to come and slowly help him to back up. 6 hours to back up that truck, just to back up and to get back on track. Took 6 hours. And he told me if I had obeyed and listened to what I know it was right, it would have just taken 45 minutes. And I just want to tell those who've been in and on passive, Ash is our captain. Safety and to get us there safely is his goal. And he has had to take some detours. We are not going to complain. We are going to pray for him, just like you would in a plane, in a flight. If Freddie was lucky, because what could have happened if he says a detour and there's a cliff there? If you don't take a detour, Sister Comfort, what happens? You fall off the cliff. You've just crashed that truck. You may lose your life, right? Mm-hmm. So who wants to be in a plane? I've been in the unpassive plane for 2 years. And I don't know about you, Sister Comfort. You've been here longer. I don't know about crashing. Right. We are not going to do that. We didn't come that far to crash. So now, Brother Ash has flown this plane. And sis, when I flew to UK, the happiest moment, you know, those last 10 minutes, when they are 15, whatever, the captain says, look, we are about to land this thing. I'm paraphrasing, okay? He says, we're about to land this thing. Buckle up again. And see, sometimes I used to fly and get to UK when it was nighttime. You know why? Because I could see the beautiful, you know, down on the runway. The runway lights would come on, and then I would see the landing lights come on, and we are right there. And that excitement, that the reward, seeing my mom and dad to hug them, is almost here. So I just want to tell everyone, the unpassive plane, the captain has just told us we are moving to the next phase. If we've been flying and gone through turbulence, the next phase would be landing. He's just saying, put your seatbelts. Let's all hang in there. It's time you see people start clapping for the captain because he's getting us where we need to be. So the landing lights are on. And I just want to tell people we should be excited. Now, I want to say this. Even though we're on the landing strip, we're on the runway. Now, if Brother Ash is about to land, the last thing usually you'll see the wheels come out to go to the land. Now, if one wheel, say, doesn't open up, he's not going to land it. It's still the captain's job to make sure every step up to the landing is correct. So if he says, well, give me a few minutes, I gotta get this wheel straight, that's not the time to come and say, no, 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 we were supposed to arrive at 10. No, we want to be alive when we get there because we have a reward to enjoy and for our families to enjoy. So I just want to tell everybody, look, he's about to land this thing. Be excited. You can see the lights. Let's be patient. And someone said wisdom. It's St. Augustine, I believe. I said patience is the companion of wisdom. We are very wise. The founders, the affiliates, we welcome you. You're gonna benefit being here. You've been here patiently waiting, and we thank all those who are waiting. We thank all our leaders for what you've done. What we've learned is really from a lot of listening to what you do. So I just want to say, we're about to land this thing. Ash is about to land it. We can cheer and be ready for your next phase. Don't let him land and you've been sitting there and you don't know where your cab is to take you to the next. Now, that's another topic for another story. But for now, let's just cheer him up as he lands this plane.
Very, very important and so neatly put. How you do it, I can't. I wish I could, but then I'm happy because you come and say it and I do the listening. So, guys, if you really find this delivery from our beautiful sister interesting, you want to share it, you want to give it a like, and let's just contribute. Say something. Say your perspective in the comment section, or meet us here next time because we have to keep it going. So one thing about Ash's detours, about the twists and all of these things, if you can't wait and if you can't be excited now, then you are not ready for prime time, because we are being prepared for a mission. This whole thing has not started. This whole mission has not started, because like the Bible says, fields are wide, harvests are waiting. We would have to go places where there is no car. The roads are either you're descending or you're ascending. At some point, you might not need to put your shoes on, or you need the trekking shoes like the Germans do to be able to hold the ground and go. And you would go with a smile on the face because you want to change a life. So if you cannot practice it now, if you can't wait here and wait for us to get done, then unfortunately you might not be the right one. You are not ready. Then just be ready to make your money, get rich, but you're also allowed to go that path. Get some money, get some apples, get rich, get you some cars, and stay where you are. And then if you are ready for this mission as it is, then you want to wait. You want to be excited at this minute, because Ash is just on top of the game. As somebody told me, somebody asked earlier on, like, when is the OES going to open? I'm afraid the answer would be like, when it's open, we all will know. That's what Lily and myself will be discussing here. And, that's the first thing we'll hit on, because, like, yeah, it's back, right? So it's been such a wonderful time and such a blessing listening to you. And we think that it's just the beginning. You want to come again and again and again, because I believe that everybody wants to hear from you, because you are just so sweet to listen to. So if you have any other thing you think you want to say, just go ahead and do that, and then that would be the end for today.
Yes, sis, that's wonderful what you just said there. Yes. Now, I know the founders, the affiliates who've already believed this story, you're in. And again, I just want to say thank you for the wait. But Sister Comfort, I want to ask you real quick. Now, because sometimes when people say, I'm tired of waiting, now let me ask you, sis, if today you tell me, Lily, I'm tired of waiting, and I tell you, okay, Sister Comfort, stop waiting, what are you going to do? If I tell you to stop waiting, that's a real question. What are you going to do?
Exactly. Exactly. But the answer is like, good question, That's my answer. Good question. What are you going to do? Yes.
Yeah. Because if you stop waiting, sis, you are going to go take care of your beautiful kids. That will not stop. If you have a part-time job or full-time job, you're going to go back to that job. If you like quick schemes and getting scammed, you're going to get into those quick schemes and get scammed. So now, what I want to make a point here is this. If you stop waiting for OnPassive once you found out about it and understood what it is, you're still waiting. So go do what you would do if you're tired. and don't want to wait, keep doing it, and you realize you are still waiting because it's still gonna come. And that period that passed while you stopped waiting, you are still waiting. It's just that you were occupied. Okay, you were occupied. Someone says waiting is still an occupation. It's having nothing to wait for that's terrible. So change your mindset. Everything in life is about a mindset. A mother gets pregnant, gets tired on the 7th month. They are not going to say, well, you know, the reward is the baby, but I'm going to go tell the doctor to take this baby out because I'm tired. We hang in there. Mothers know what I'm talking about. It's not easy. Nothing comes easy, but we wait. And when that baby comes, it's such a joy. I have a daughter, so I know about it. So be patient. Everything good that comes to you, it took time. And again, that's why we are all here. We've been through the quick schemes. We know how that goes. And I want to invite those who are not in. I just spoke to those who are in. If you're not in, I want you to just know that On Passive is risk-free. Maybe you've not understood what it is. It's a very simple concept. I know we don't have much time, but I have to tell you, it's the easiest thing you'll ever do. We are an ethical company. Our CEO made a model that puts humanity before profit. Now, he's told people before, you're smart enough to come and check it out for yourself. Now, if you don't like our story, we lose nothing. So somewhere I like to read quotes, and someone said that my value, your value, Sister Comfort, it doesn't decrease based on someone else's inability to see your worth. So we are telling you we have value. That is a fact. If you believe it, it's still a fact. If you don't, it's still a fact. If you don't believe it, the value still stays, and we keep that value for those who are willing to see it. It's just that we are saying we want you to be the one who has seen this value the way we did. I almost missed it. Don't be like I was, because I don't know. There's an advantage if you come in earlier because you stop stressing earlier. You can help someone sooner. So that is why we are here, because we care. We are already winners, and you will understand why. If you get in, you will also be a winner. A brother called in closing, Chinua Achebe, said, if you don't like someone's story, write your own. Come see our story. If you like it, let's tell it together. If you don't like it, go write your own. So I'm just welcoming you. Let's be sharing this wonderful story. We will be sharing more, and just make the decision. We are about love. We invite you. We don't force, and we just want you to see the passion that we have, and we want to share it with you. So thank you, Sister Comfort. That's all I have to say for today.
Oh my God, this was just quality time well spent with you, dear sister, and I really do appreciate you. And guys, quickly, I will add my voice because this video is going to be here like forever. If you watch this video today, the 2nd of October, when we are live or 100 years later, it's still going to be valid. Do not ignore this, because maybe that's not maybe you have checked everywhere, it's not there. But a toolkit here that has a solution to every and anyone, irrespective of age, race, educational background, or whatever. You just want to be interested to succeed or to uplift humanity, then there's something for you out there. So let's do well, guys, to share this information. Our sister has delivered just the Mr. Mufaro way. We can't keep this to ourselves. And of course, we love you, sis. Thank you too for joining and supporting Lily and myself. See you soon. And of course, much, much love. Wonderful evening. Bye.